Hello, I'm Missy Beach, Senior Financial Advisor here at Wiser Wealth Management. A common fear many women have when deciding whether or not to pull the trigger on a divorce is if they're going to have access to money to make it all happen. What I wanted to do today is to alleviate any fears about that. The answer is always yes. You're going to have access to money to make that divorce possible. First of all, where do you get that money? You know, as stereotypes have it, and even in this day and age, often it's the female in the relationship that might not have visibility into the family finances or access to even the family's checkbook. And a lot of times, that family checkbook or that checking account might not even have enough funds in it to pay a divorce attorney's retainer. So what you might have to do is put that retainer on a credit card. Now I know debt isn't ideal, but that's okay. If that's your path towards getting this divorce down the road, don't let it stop you. Charge the retainer on a credit card and get the ball rolling. The next question a lot of women ask is, do I need to tell my spouse about the charges? Well, actually, both parties in a divorce have the right to equal funds to fund representation, so you're fine putting the charge on your credit card. If there's a disparity in access to funds, your attorney might even make an informal call to your spouse's attorney, or if necessary, file a motion with the court to make sure you have access to funds. In terms of regular bills getting paid for the household, it should be status quo. So if you're used to paying bills out of the family checking account, just keep doing that. Nothing should change. If your spouse covers you and the kids on his health insurance, nothing should change. He should continue to keep you on his medical policy through his work. The name of the game is life goes on unless there's a court order changing anything. So in terms of large or one-time expenses, use your best discretion. Obviously, you don't want to go out and buy a new car. You know, if your car dies, well, that's another story. But again, use discretion. If there's a household plumbing emergency, obviously you've got to call a plumber and preserve your house's integrity. If your refrigerator dies, it's fine to go out and buy another refrigerator. But again, if you have a Kenmore, don't go out and buy a Wolf or a Sub-Zero. Try to match like for like. In terms of other one-time big expenses, if it's spring break and your family typically goes on a spring break trip with the kids and you go to the beach or go skiing, by all means, don't upset your family's normal routine. Take the kids on that vacation. But this is certainly not the time to try to one-up one another and go on that, once-in-a-lifetime trip around the world with just one spouse doing that. So again, use your discretion. Keep your family running as normally as possible. So the biggest takeaway, you and your spouse have equal access to funds because you have equal right to legal representation. So divorces and expenses can easily run out of control. So try to keep your emotions to a minimum. Don't let them run crazy because that's just going to run up your attorney bills. So don't worry about letting finances and access to finances keep you from filing for divorce and keep you in a bad relationship. Go ahead, pull the trigger, and you're going to be just fine.